Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT Takeover Toronto. It is the night before Survivor Series, but the focus does not go to the huge matches that we'll see on that night, but rather it is NXT's turn to show you why the future is now and why NXT can never be ignored. Here in Toronto, we are in for an incredible set of matches throughout the entire night that will be kicking off the card in an incredible fashion as well. Kairi Sane with a chance of her lifetime already as she takes on the NXT Women's Champion, Nikki Cross. Cross has dominated the NXT Women's Championship division since winning that title back at TakeOver London. Kairi Sane looks to be the one to try and stop her here tonight. We move on to the NXT Global Championship matchup between Bret the Hitman Hart and Kurt Angle. These two men are both held the gold, but tonight only one will walk out with it. Kurt Angle won the tag match a few weeks ago, and he has decided that tonight will be a 2 out of 3 falls submission match. The first person to make their opponent tap out twice leaves Toronto with the gold. But in this main event that we have for you, I don't think tapping out will be an occasion. I don't think there will be any submissions. It is a war until the final bell as Coren and the Rainmaker and the NXT champion Kazuchika Okada go at it in an Extreme Rules matchup for the NXT Championship. They have torn apart NXT for as long as they have locked eyes with one another. And once more here tonight, and this time in Toronto, they go at it with the sole intention of ripping each other apart to walk out with the gold. Who has the heart and who has the desire to walk out with it the most? We'll find out in the main event later on tonight. But as for right now, we're kicking things off with that NXT Women's Championship match and a golden opportunity for Kairi Sane. She became the #1 contender a few weeks ago on NXT, defeating Ruby Riott to accomplish that achievement, and now here tonight in her first takeover, what an opportunity it is for her. Imagine, after only being in this universe for, well, barely a cup of coffee, I guess you could say, she is already in a shout of winning that NXT Women's Championship. It would be an incredible feat for Kairi Sane, but we can't forget who her opponent is. We can't forget who the champion is. And certainly Kairi Sane can't forget her either, because the last time we saw NXT, she was laid out on the stage by the NXT Women's Champion, Nikki Cross. Cross will do anything to walk into an event with the advantage, and she has looked to do that here tonight, heading into TakeOver. Kairi Sane is cool and as calm as she can be. She's got to have some feelings towards Nikki Cross being laid out where she was, laid out on the spotlight as well. It's got to have affected her somewhat physically, maybe even mentally. I imagine everyone can be affected mentally when they lock eyes with this woman here. The woman who has dominated the NXT Women's Championship division, as I said earlier, since she recaptured that belt back at TakeOver London, and even the first time she held the belt, she wasn't defeated to lose it. A near unstoppable force. That is what Nikki Cross is. But is she in for her biggest test tonight since winning that title in Kairi Sane? Nikki Cross has had to fend off Ruby Riott for the longest time, and I think she was high-entailed to believe that she was going to face Ruby Riott here at TakeOver. But it is not the case. Instead, she has to hold off against the newest acquisition to the NXT Women's division. Nikki Cross has gone through every other woman in this division, but the key question is here tonight, can she continue her reign of terror within this division and be the champion? Or will Kairi Sane pull off I gotta be honest, a pretty big upset to take the title away from Nikki Cross? No one's managed to do so yet. No one's managed to beat her for that title. The only other woman to do was Peyton Royce, and she had to pin someone else to win the gold. We'll find out. But my oh my, is the atmosphere ready? Are the people in Toronto ready for TakeOver here as they get set for some incredible nights of action within this arena? The challenger, Kairi Sane, she looks geared up and ready to go. Not trying to think about that attack, not trying to think about whether or not she's at 100%, but solely focused on trying to defeat that woman right there, trying to defeat the champion and take her belt away from her. Will it be Kairi Sane's crowning moment, or will Nikki Cross continue to dominate the NXT Women's Championship and that division as a whole? We'll find out. Takeover is underway. This title match is about to get underway. Strap yourselves in, because we are in for one hell of a ride here tonight. And as these two women wait patiently to get their hands on the other, we are underway here for this one. We are underway for the first title match of 4 here tonight. And immediately Kairi Sane getting off to a better start than against Nikki Cross than some of her other opponents have been able to. Immediately taking the fight across and trying to perhaps get a measure of revenge for Cross laying her out on the stage the last time we saw her. Look at this though. That's the kind of attitude Nikki Cross employs in the ring. That no nonsense really. No attempt at a high class level of wrestling. Just grab someone by the hair and just yank them around the ring. Nikki Cross lives to torture her opponent. She does not live to wrestle a fair style. Nice Samoan driver there by Kairi Sane. I guess you could say more like a landslide when you think about her fellow Asian counterpart, Shinsuke Nakamura. These forearms here by Kairi Sane. Backs Nikki Cross up to the ropes. Cross usually likes a hard fight. She likes it when her opponents can give her some tough strikes, and Kairi Sane's doing right that from the start. Big knee sends them both to the outside. And Nikki Cross is going to be feeling that pain on her back, which is exactly what she wants to endure. Into the ring pole there. It may well be an LED, but it's still going to hurt, as is that fisherman's suplex on the outside, on that thin padding that is set up there. And the NXT Women's Champion has used everything to her advantage right now to take this early, I guess you could say, to retake this early lead in the match. Repeated headbutts there to Kairi Sane. I don't think she would be expecting that at all. And look at the way the champion works here, using up all of the count. Key for Nikki Cross to do that, really. The longer she uses up the count, the more she can wear down Kairi Sane on the outside, and the more work she can do to her. The outside basically being Nikki Cross's home. And in her mind, everything out there, the steps, the pole, the barricade, begging to be used by the champion. But Kairi Sane in the ring is not feared by Nikki Cross, and is not fearing Nikki Cross either. That forearm strike of combinations there sends the champ down. Kairi Sane turning the match background into her favor now. Just because she hasn't been around for that long does not mean we can overlook the ability of Kairi Sane. It does not mean that we're thinking here that Nikki Cross is in for an easy title victory here at TakeOver. Lovely tornado DDT though. She's really gone after the head of Kairi Sane here. And Sane now with the first submission of the match here. An arm triangle stitched in on Cross. Yanking at that arm. You've got to imagine Cross enjoys a measure of the pain somewhat. And she's able to get her way out of it fairly quickly as well, and somehow find a way to regain control right away in this match. Set back down there with a snapmare, and going to work on the head maybe. She had it locked in. Reverse DDT. As insane as she may be, as out of her mind as she may be, as we see right there, Nikki Cross just overshot that splash, but she doesn't even care. She'll get right back up to her feet and do it again. But what I was saying was, as insane as she may be, as beyond sanity, pun intended, as she may be, Nikki Cross is, she is an incredible wrestler within that ring. She's able to bring some grappling aspects, but she uses a hell of a lot of brawling to her advantage. And given her small frame, she is one of the smaller women within this division. She's able to use it to, to an incredible amount for victory. Cross-armed neck breaker there, no support for Sane as she came crashing down on the shoulder of Nikki Cross, but Sane's still able to fight back here. Both women have taken a lot of punishment from the other and are still fighting on in this one. Fireman's carry, neck breaker. Good opening for Sane as she goes up to the top rope now. What will she look for here? A regular elbow drop there. Not so much the insane elbow. It's certainly a precursor for it. I think some of the people in Toronto did actually think that was the insane elbow, but here goes Nikki Cross with a Samoan driver of her own, planting Sane down, looking for the title here to retain it. Not going to be the case. Sane powers out at 2. Now what does Nikki Cross do in this one? She's going to try and fight back here. Rake of the eyes there of Kairi Sane. A back suplex will send her down as well. Sane trying to do everything to just recover here. She's struggling a little bit now. The champ is starting to have her way in this one. It's kind of reached that stage of the match where Nikki Cross just tries to take control and disfigure her opponent, dismantle her before she goes to retain her title. And here it comes. Cross gonna go. She's gonna look for it. The same move she nailed Kairi Sane on the entrance ramp with. Fisherman suplex neck breaker into the cover. Goes Nikki Cross for the title. Kairi Sane powers out at a 2 count. Sane is fighting on here, and she's fighting back right away as well. Didn't think I'd be seeing that from Sane. Both women back up to their feet, but look at how quickly Nikki Cross slows it down and retakes control in this one. Smart thinking there by the champion. And she goes into a cover now after those strikes to the face. Trying to win this title by every power within her. And trying to deny Kairi Sane the sweet chance of walking out with the title. This is why Nikki Cross has dominated the division for so long. This is why she has been a near unstoppable women's champion. Because of the way she works within that ring. Dodging the drop kick there. And look at this now. Kairi Sane sees an opening. Exploder suplex there. Nikki Cross is down. Sane's going to go to the top rope. Oh my god, is she going to look for it? Sane. The insane elbow. She got it on the money. Kairi Sane got all of that one. And could it leave Toronto with the title? No, Nikki Cross kicked out at 2. For that split second there, you had a feeling that maybe Sane was going to do it. Maybe Sane was about to walk out with the title. But Nikki Cross denied her there. The champion refusing to give in. But Sane has all of a sudden taken control in this one. In the turnbuckle we go now. And you can almost see the wear of this match getting to Kairi Sane. Kind of limping as she walked over there. Kind of hunched back as well. Certainly feeling the effects of this one. Nikki Cross again got the head locked in here, and that reverse DDT driving her down to the mat. Nikki Cross, win or lose for Kairi Sane, has really taken it to the challenger. Here's another Samoan driver. Cross doesn't even bother with the pinfall this time. She may have even worse things in mind for Kairi Sane. Face first into the mat goes the challenger. And yeah, win or lose for Sane. She is going to be feeling the effects of this one for some time to come. And she may not be feeling that sense of victory if this connects. Cross has her in. Oh, Sane! Sane reverses it. Small package by Sane for the title. There's 1. There's 2 in all. That was close. Great counter by Kairi Sane there. Incredible thinking to go for that one. And look at this out of nowhere now. Kairi Sane's unloading on the champion. Is this the opening that the challenger's been looking for? Brings her back up to her feet. And all of a sudden, Kairi Sane's exploding with offense here. But look at how quickly Nikki Cross shuts that one down. Cross now losing her mind a little bit. I think the move, her finisher being reversed by Kairi Sane may have had a thing to do with that. But Sane is still pulling out the back and forth reversals here. This match has just kicked itself into another gear at this moment. Oh, Sane though hits hard on the outside. Cross saw that one incoming and did a great job to get her way out of it. Smart thinking there by Cross, who's, oh my god, Cross is going to go from the apron, looking to take flight, and she overshot it. Her mistake, and Sane will capitalize, sending them both into the ring here. What can Kairi Sane look for now? In the turnbuckle we go. Back in the ring, and Kairi Sane, after everything she's been through, has found her way back in this one, it seems. On the top rope now, oh my god, up on his shoulders from the second rope. A Samoan driver by Kairi Sane. Right up to her feet. Sane rushing herself to the top rope. Cross is down. Cross isn't moving. Kairi Sane with the insane elbow. She got it. She got it again. Will this one do it with 1, 2... Kairi Sane is the NXT Women's Champion. What a way to kick things off here at TakeOver. The unstoppable champion has been dethroned here tonight, and Kairi Sane walks out of it the new NXT Women's Champion. What a debut on TakeOver. That was the heart and the fight of a champion. That was what it takes to hold the gold. Kairi Sane showed it all here tonight. She may well have been seen as the underdog, but now, coming out of that one, we see her as the champion. She dethrones Nikki Cross, and we have a new face atop the NXT Women's Division. All hail the name Kairi Sane, for tonight she dethroned the near unstoppable Nikki Cross. Is this all she wrote between these two women? We'll have to find out, but for now we celebrate Kairi Sane's victory. That does not mean we are done here tonight by a long stretch for the title matches. We'll move right on to the next one. We'll move right on to the chance of there being 2 new champions here tonight, as SAnitY, Eric Young and Killian Dane challenge for the NXT Tag Team titles. And here they are. Eric Young and Killian Dane. No Sawyer Fulton here tonight. SAnitY wanted to do this one on their own, and they head towards the ring with that intention purely in mind. Young and Dane became the #1 contenders after defeating Heavy Machinery for the gold. And before TakeOver, they sent their message to the Tag Team Champions. They sent their message to American Alpha, laying them out in the ring with steel chairs repeatedly into the guts of both Gable and Jordan, following Eric Young's victory over Chad Gable in that matchup. The favorites by a far way are SAnitY. This is one of the first instances where the champions have their backs up against the wall here tonight. It is not looking like a great night for the champions. American Alpha are in for a huge deal of trouble, and they have to do whatever they can, use all of their ability if they want to stop SAnitY from walking out here tonight as the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Of course, despite everything that I had just mentioned, one key element is still to be focused on. The fact is, when SAnitY made their debut in this universe, they beat American Alpha. And this time, with the titles on the line, will that change everything? We've seen instances where you put the title on the line and the champion performs in a better instance. The champion can bring out a new level to them. But can American Alpha do this against SAnitY? They're in for a tough time if they want to do just that. But one thing's for sure, here in Toronto, the crowd is firmly on the side of American Alpha. Just listen to this reaction as they head towards the ring. Gable and Jordan not showing any signs of injury following that beatdown on the last NXT. But it is not going to be an easy victory for them at all, I don't think. This is one of those matters where They worked so hard to win those belts. They've worked so hard to hold on to them. But I think tonight, we're looking at new champions. I'm not discrediting American Alpha. I'm not counting out their ability. But I am saying here, this is SAnitY's match. SAnitY have been unstoppable since making their debut. Sawyer Fulton or not at ringside, it doesn't make a difference. I think no matter what, we're looking at SAnitY walking out with the gold. But that may mean a real good thing for American Alpha. It may mean coming out of TakeOver, we can see them on one of the 3 main rosters. But what I don't see is American Alpha walking out of Toronto, still holding on to that gold. This is SAnitY's match, and this is SAnitY's time. We'll see if I'm right or not in a few moments from now, but there's Eric Young and Killian Dane. Look at the expression from Eric Young. They're just locked in on staring at the champions, and they do the same back, looking over at their challengers, the men who could walk out with the gold that they won at TakeOver Brooklyn. Will American Alpha allow that to happen here tonight? One thing's for sure, they had all the grandeur in their entrance, but as for right now, it has come down to business, and American Alpha is all about just that. Their eyes focused on the business, but will it lead them to walk out of Toronto still with the gold? We'll see. But for right now, we're going to kick things off with the singles match that we had a few weeks ago. I keep on saying a few weeks ago, it was a week and a half ago on NXT, and that was EY and Chad Gable. Both men kind of going for shots on one another at the start, but Eric Young taking the early control. EY, the veteran of this matchup. Been in the business longer than the other 3 have, but one thing is for sure, Eric Young is far from a sane person as well. The change he's made heading into SAnitY, the desire for chaos, anarchy. Well, they could have just that coming out of Toronto here tonight. Their version of chaos and anarchy is all about beating down their opponents and just causing as much mayhem as possible. Well, if they walk out of NXT with those tag team titles, I'm high inclined to believe there will be chaos on its way in that tag team division. You look at Kairi Sane being the face of the NXT women's division now, and how much kind of glory and I guess honor she brings to that division. Well, SAnitY are the complete opposite. They'll bring carnage and pain to everyone who stands the other way of them, the other side of them. And Gable is feeling that one early on. Big knee in the gut there by Eric Young to counter. And went for the super kick again. Gable does a good thing to get out of the way there, but he's still in a lot of trouble right now. Atomic drop by EY. And the big difference maker in this match is that brute we see on the outside, Killian Dane. Whenever he makes his way into the ring, you know this match takes a huge change. You know that it is much more difficult for anyone to pick up the win. And, Gable does a good job there of getting himself out of that turnbuckle. He could have been in for the wrath of Dane. Does a good job to avoid, and I think after this already, he needs to make that tag into Jason Jordan. Kicking the back there by Gable, and looks as if he's going to do just that here. In comes Jason Jordan now. EY trying to crawl away as Jordan makes his way in here. It'll be interesting to see what American Alpha can do here. As I said, with the titles on the line, sometimes the will for victory can guide you on a little bit more, and we'll see if that's going to be the case for American Alpha. Eric Young's held his own in this matchup thus far, and Jason Jordan may be in for the wrath. The two brutes of their team, essentially. Pound for pound, Jason Jordan is one of the toughest men in NXT, I would argue, but Killian Dane is just one of the toughest men, if not the toughest. Here he goes, right from the start. A big elbow drop there, planting into the chest of Jason Jordan. And right from the get-go, it's Dane in control. The beast from Belfast is having his way early on. A wasteland there, and follows it up with a senton. Imagine all that weight coming crashing down on you. it is not going to be a nice feeling. Went for the bicycle kick there, and Jordan with a German suplex. There's the pound-for-pound strength of Jason Jordan. And he's going to go for it again. Another German suplex to Killian Dane. He's not backing down from him, not for a second. And you got to commend that from Jason Jordan. That is strength. That's heart. That's a champion as Dane crashes to the outside and almost went crashing into EY. On the outside here, Jason Jordan was looking for a big-time belly-to-belly. Killian Dane having none of it. And using the outside to his advantage now. Into the ring apron there. When Jason Jordan into the steps he goes as well. Just stomping away right now. Honing in on the back. Weakening it, I think, for if he looks for the Ulster plantation. And Killian Dane has decided that he doesn't want to engage on the outside anymore. I think he's just realized the count has reached what it has. And he wants to continue the work in the ring here. Jordan back in. And immediately sent into the corner of SAnitY. Tag made. EY's back in this one. Destructive work by Killian Dane. And now the leader takes charge again. Cover after that powerbomb elbow combination. Referee takes a while to count it. And that allows Gable to interrupt. But oh, did he get interrupted there with that bicycle kick from Killian Dane. Jordan essentially on his own right now. That had enough power to knock out Chad Gable. And I was about to say, I think Jordan needs to make the tag out here. Well, Gable may well have put American Alpha in jeopardy by not being here to make that tag. Jordan's got to go at it on his own as his tag team partner tries to recover on the outside. Nice overhand punch there by Jason Jordan, and this is where we get to see the ability of Jordan. How can he cope on his own? How can he go at it when his back is up against the wall, when he's all by himself? Went for the spear there, and EY and his veteran mindset, his veteran ability enabled him to counter that one. Big neck breaker as Gable finally recovering on the outside, but it may be too little too late as SAnitY right now are in total control of this one. Clubbing blows on the outside, in the corner there, and I think Jason Jordan in the process got busted open. That was why EY was raking the elbow across him there, trying to further open that wound of Jason Jordan. Can't tell right yet if Jordan's busted open or not. Yes, he is. Jordan is bleeding, and that could be a big change in this matchup. Great work, great thinking there by Jason Jordan. Tag out as soon as possible. You're busted open. You can't go in this one. Make the tag into the fresh at Chad Gable. I'm not even too sure if Eric Young kicked out of that one or if Killian Dane made the interception for his team. Either way, right now, this match broke down temporarily and EY has taken full control of it here. Continuing his work and has now decided that maybe the tag could be made into Dane again, but great work there by Chad Gable to stop it. What will Gable look for now? A good belly to belly there to EY, whose leg got caught in the rope as well. That could cause a little bit of pain. Nice little spinning leg drop there by Gable. He's thinking here, he's doing well for himself. He's on his own though, which I think is a key cause for concern in this one. Tag made, in comes Dane. And you've got that feeling, you know, you can kind of sense that the end is on its way, that this match might not be lasting that much longer. And I feel that it's going the way of American Alpha, that this match might not be lasting much longer for them. Jordan is on the outside. He's busted open right now. Gable's been through a lot in this matchup. He's not at 100%. SAnitY are looking just as prime and ready as they were when the bell first rung. And here we go again with another sent-on splash. Jordan trying to get the tag there, but there was no way Gable was going to be able to get around the big man that is Killian Dane. Death Valley driver now by Dane, and the punishment continues on. Jordan just trying to will his partner on you with everything within him, but it doesn't seem to be going his way. Sent into the turnbuckle now. Oh no. Oh no. Gable and American Alpha in turn are in trouble. Killian Dane with the Ulster plantation. The move that could win them the gold. Into the cover with what? It's the DCC! Where did these guys come from? Sabin, Bram, Daniels, the DCC emerged from the shadows. They came from out of nowhere and they're taking apart SAnitY as we speak. The best moonsault ever to Killian Dane. EY sent out of the ring. The referee is down in this one. And all of a sudden, a gang attack, a mugging on Killian Dane and on SAnitY. Where did these guys come from? SAnitY we're on the cusp of becoming champions. And all of a sudden, the DCC have brought an abrupt halt to that one. EY on his own now. And Chris Sabin, the leader of the DCC, will let him know how he feels. Cradle shock. EY down, SAnitY down, and it's the DCC who stand atop this one. I don't even know what to say to that one. We were seconds away from saying and new tag team champions, and now all of a sudden it is not the case. American Alpha retained the gold by way of a disqualification, but the victory still goes to SAnitY on the night. But the key thing to talk about is not SAniTY's win, but the re-emergence of the DCC. They'd been quiet for a long time, and they all of a sudden have decided it's time to perk up again and have a few things to say. Sabin and his posse, or his followers, I guess you could say, dismantling SAnitY here at TakeOver. But they left the tag team champions alone. I wonder if that means anything, or if they were just willing to just pick on anyone, and SAnitY were the ones in their way. I'm not too sure what to make of that one, but we're going to have to move on from that one now as we get to a match that is not about the titles, but is rather about men wanting respect in NXT. Big Cass against Lio Rush here. Big Cass left Enzo Amore for dust. He left him behind and he went on his own way. He decided the best way for Big Cass to make a name for himself was to go on his own. And after dismantling Enzo Amore, he set his sights then on Lio Rush. He took him apart, believing that Rush, in the same way, was just like Enzo Amore. And he wants to take him apart. The world does not deserve to see another Enzo Amore, and Big Cass is doing his best to get rid of one. Lio Rush, though, the young blood that he is, hungry for a talent, hungry for a match, hungry to take on anyone, and especially after what's happened over these last few weeks, hungry to take it to Big Cass, and he's done right that from the start. To look at the way he's going after Big Cass here, stomps and strikes whenever he can nail on Big Cass right from the get-go, and Cass is sent to the outside because of it. Big Cass, Lio Rush even trying to put all of NXT on notice right away, and a crossbody to the outside sends both men down. This is a great start from Lio Rush here. Big Cass may well have been caught off guard by this one. I don't think he was expecting this from Lio Rush. Big drop kick there, sends down Big Cass. And what a start this one has been from the Blackheart that he is. Back in the ring we go now, and this crowd already on the side of Lio Rush, gearing him on here towards victory maybe, and he's used that to his advantage there. Springboard cannonball into Big Cass. And an incredible early advantage for Lio Rush, but a kick out at one stops him from taking any further advantage. Here come the kicks now, courtesy of Rush. But Big Cass does good to stop them in their tracks and regain control here in this one. Locking in that grip there on the shoulder of Lio Rush. I think, both men in their own rights, young, a lot of talent within them, a lot to show off, and a lot to, a lot to give to NXT in their own right. But the crowd here is certainly on the side of Lio Rush, and you can understand why. kind of underdog mentality that's following Lio Rush heading into this match, as opposed to Big Cass, who is just a huge favorite when it comes to actually being in that ring. And he's showing why with a huge power slam, and he's continuing it on here. Backbreaker to Lio Rush, softening up that back for the East River crossing. And here it comes, the mockery of Enzo Amore, the mockery of their old group. The SAWFT for the Empire Elbow. Big Cass lays him down there with that one, and Lio Rush's takeover debut could be disrupted and destroyed right away. East River crossing, and the cover for Big Cass with 2, and Lio Rush kicks out just about, and the referee had to call it 2, and my oh my, did Big Cass not look pleased about that one. This one continuing on here, Cass trying to continue his dominance here in this matchup, but Rush bringing that to an abrupt end, using the strikes whatever he can to his advantage here, and that's probably for the best. That's one hell of a strike to take him down with as well. The Pele kick knocks him down, and Rush is going to take it up to the top rope here. What will we see from Lio Rush? Lovely leg drop into the cover right after, trying to put Cass away, and kick out of 1 really shows the difference in this one. Big Cass already hit the East River crossing, already floored Lio Rush, and has already had a chance to win this one. Lio Rush, on the other hand, just barely able to secure a 1 count on Big Cass. Double knee face buster though, sends Cass down. But you got to think, with every move Rush is doing, the energy that he has to extort, the stamina this is using up to send the big man down time and time again, has got to be getting to him in some way or another. Big shoulder tackle there though, sends Cass to the outside, gives them both a bit of time to recover. What will Lio Rush look for now? He's going to go up to the top rope here, and a frog splash on the outside. Some ways to fly, but he nailed it on the money. Big Cass wasn't really moving there, and Lio Rush still with all the speed and energy to him. Moonsault there off the apron. Didn't even use the ropes. But it's Big Cass who somehow finds a way to send them both back in the ring here. It's hard from Lio Rush. Fair play to him. He's got a lot of it going for him right here. The man of the hour that he is certainly showed up for TakeOver. And uh-oh. Well, the clock may well have ticked over to a different hour, as a sidewalk slam there from up high floors Lio Rush. More work done to the back. More softening up for that East River crossing. And imagine how that must feel, having a huge leg of Big Cass coming down on you like that. Lio Rush sent down with a snapmare there. Just hoofed over the shoulder of Big Cass like he was nothing. And one thing that has to be shown from both men is their ability to fight on through everything. They've given a hell of a lot to each other, and they're still fighting on here. Lio Rush especially with the rush hour. The floor's Big Cass. Where did he get that from? One moment he's got his back up against the wall. The next he could be looking to win it. The frog splash from Rush into the cover for victory. There's 2, and Big Cass just barely kicked out of it. Far shoulder got up there. The referee calls it 2. But look at how Rush continues on here. The strength of him. The F5 on Big Cass. And the cover with 1. No. Rush broke that one up. Rush got out of the pinfall. He's willing to show that this is his time. Lio Rush is looking to take over here tonight. And Rush now from the top rope, with the Dragon's Call frog splash. Lio Rush with the pin with 1, 2. Lio Rush is victorious in his TakeOver debut. He had to fight back from being defeated there, but he made it work. Lio Rush is your winner in this one. And what a debut on the grand stage for Lio Rush. NXT and the champions within it best take notice, because that is the performance of a man who has years of ability within him, years of time to grow, and already is looking like a surefire hot prospect for a future championship shot. Lio Rush with a huge win here tonight, but don't think that's it for Big Cass. That man's still got plenty of time to make his own career as well, and I'm sure he'll do just fine. But all eyes on Lio Rush there as he looks to make himself a future champion. Well, you look at the youngster there in Lio Rush, but now we have to focus on two veterans of this industry going at it. Bret Hart and Kurt Angle collide for the NXT Global Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls submission match. Bret won the title first, Kurt Angle took it away from him, and now Bret Hart is desperate to win it back. But here in his home country, will it be advantage for Bret, or will Kurt Angle find a way to overcome the odds, overcome everything, and walk out still with that global championship? One thing I think will be interesting as well is what's Bret's reaction going to be like. He's in his home country here, but his actions ever since coming to NXT basically have been far from respectful. Bret, of course, he thought he was done with the NXT Global Championship after losing it to Angle. He believed that he deserved the very best of the best in NXT, but when he had that match, when he had his chance in the big time, he couldn't get the job done. And then desperation set in for Bret Hart. Desperation to regain that Global Championship. And after winning the 8-man Battle Royal a few weeks ago, he became the #1 contender. And now, Bret's desperation to regain that title can become reality. Be interesting to see if Bret can pull that one off. Of course, this match was decided by the winner. It was decided by Kurt Angle after Bret Hart was abandoned in a tag match by Coren. And if Angle won, or whoever won, was allowed to pick this match, 2 out of 3 fall submission it is. And the crowd here in Toronto is on their feet for the NXT Global Champion. And I didn't think I would have been saying that, but here comes Kurt Angle towards the ring. The man with all the gold, the man who heads in as champion. Will this be Kurt Angle's time? Will he extinguish Bret Hart's hopes of a second global championship reign? He's defended that championship more than once already, defeating the likes of Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne to hold on to that championship before. But now, in his first takeover as champion, will Kurt Angle retain the gold here tonight? We're about to find out. It's going to be a great match either way, I think. But heading into this one, when you look at it, it's a submission match and you think, oh, this is great for both men. But in its own way, this is an advantage to Bret. And I will explain why, because it sounds a bit weird to be saying that. Think about the submission holds both men have to do. The sharpshooter of Bret Hart versus the ankle lock of Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's ankle lock is solely focused on just that, the ankle. He's got to work on a specific part of Bret's body in order to get the victory here. Bret Hart's sharpshooter, yes, it works on the legs, but at the same time, there is an extensive focus on the back. Think about it, Bret sits down on the back when he locks in the sharpshooter. And think of all the pain that is going to cause to that crucial element of Kurt Angle's body. So what I'm saying is, if Bret Hart does a lot of work on that back, weakens that part of the back, and then locks in like a high-angled sharpshooter, sits down on it, Kurt Angle may have no choice to tap out. Bret has to work on the legs as well, but it is not detrimental to his victory. The back is just as crucial, and if he hones in on the back throughout this entire match, Kurt Angle may have no choice but to tap out twice. And if you take out the back of a man, it's going to be a lot harder for Kurt Angle to use all of his suplexes and slams as well, making it even harder for Kurt Angle to get an advantage in this one. It's a tough order for Kurt Angle. But I think this is going to be an interesting... I think there might be a bit of interest into this match. How will Angle tackle this match, considering he's going to have to make Bret Hart tap out? He can go to work on the ankle as much as he wants. But think about it. If you go to work on the ankle, Bret Hart still knows ways to win a match and to make you tap out, even on just one leg. So it's a very interesting affair as to how this one will go. And right from the start, we're seeing that it's going without a collar and elbow tie-up as well. These two men seem to be having a bit of bad blood with one another. You would have thought in a match like this, and with two incredible technical wrestlers like they are, we'd be in for a bit of a collar and elbow tie-up there, but it is anything but as these two men go at it. Angle and Bret exchanging strikes. early on here. And Bret going right for the back. That is the game plan of the Hitman, maybe. Right for the back as early as possible. Weaken it down for the sharpshooter. Kurt Angle with a good counter sends him into the turnbuckle here, and now it is all about what Angle will do in the early stage of this match. What you do early on is key to what you can do throughout the entirety of the match. Lovely shoulder tackle, belly to belly combo there. And Kurt Angle in his own right going to work on the back of Bret Hart. Lovely powerbomb. And there's the first submission of the match. Rear chin lock applied with the knee dug in the back, but Bret Hart out of it early on. Just a way down submission and nothing more. Expect a lot of that, I imagine, in this match as well. A lot of reversals, back and forth counters to each other's moves. These two men know the game, I would argue, almost as good, if not better than anyone else. They know counters to counters. If there was a book on how to reverse wrestling holds, well, you got to imagine these two men have helped to write that one. And now on the outside they go, bit uncharacteristic for both men, maybe more so for Bret, given his attitude change since being here in NXT. Kurt Angle, though, using the outside to his advantage, and look at this now, belly to belly on the thin padding. Bret Hart's back is going to be screaming in agony after that one. But in what way does it help in what way does it help Kurt Angle when it comes to getting that ankle lock on? Maybe Angle might look for a first fall to be without the ankle lock, and perhaps look to lock that one in later. Perhaps look for that one down the line, the second tap out to be with the use of the ankle lock. And just look to try and get a general submission for an early lead. Bret, though, I said about don't be surprised if Bret used underhanded tactics. He's become well accustomed to using a low blow to gain advantage in these matches. Well accustomed to using that to retain the title, and he may look to use it to win it here tonight. And speak of it, there it is, the low blow to Angle. The referee can't do anything to stop it. This has forced many people, when they're locked in the sharpshooter, to tap out. And could it give Bret Hart an early advantage in this one? The sharpshooter's in, and he is. Kurt Angle taps out. Bret takes an early 1-0 lead in this one. That is incredibly surprising. Kurt Angle now has his back up against the wall. Oh, this ain't good. This is not good for Angle if he wants to hold on to it there. He wants to retain his title here. He's got a lot of work to do. And Kurt Angle, where did this come from? The ankle lock by Kurt Angle all of a sudden. Got it locked in, sits down on it, wraps his legs around it, trying to force Bret to tap out, but no. Look at this. Look at the difference. Bret locks in the sharpshooter. Angle's forced to tap out, albeit with a bit of foul play. Angle locks in the ankle lock, and Bret's out of it right away here. Bret Hart in some ways has a great bit of control in this matchup right now, and Kurt's got a lot of work to do if he wants to win that title back. If he wants to hold on to it coming out of Toronto, and Kurt is thinking tactically now, going after the leg here. Finally doing a bit of work on the leg and the ankle for that for the ankle lock even. And I like this, the STF here, but he's got his legs wrapped around Bret's foot, squeezing the ankle, putting more pressure on it to try and soften it up for that ankle lock. Right, the belly attempt there, countered by Kurt. He's not afraid to get a little bit down and dirty there in his own right. Big uppercut by the Olympic gold medalist, and here we go now. Finally, Angle nails a German suplex. What will Kurt Angle look to do here for victory? He's got to do an awful lot now. As I said, back up against the wall. 1-0 down. I imagine Kurt would have wanted the early lead, but it's anything but for him right now. There's an awful lot of work to be done, and a big power bomb there floors Bret once more. And now in the middle of the ring, Angle will look for it again. He's got it locked in. Bret with nowhere to go. As here comes another ankle lock by the champion. Desperation maybe setting in for Angle, trying to do anything to force Bret to tap out here. Bret's got nowhere to go. Can Angle equalize it up here? He's yanking on that ankle and Bret's tapping. Bret submits. It's 1-1. And it's all to play for now in the third and final fall. Who's going to walk out of Toronto with that title? But look at how Bret is right back up to his feet here. And right back in control. As if Bret was playing possum. As if he was manipulating Kurt Angle there to take the advantage, to make him fall into a false state of security. And there's the low blow again. Oh my God, the low blow. Will Bret look for it now? He will. Another sharpshooter. Bret turns it over, sits down on the back, and the sharpshooter's locked in again. Will Kurt be forced to tap out? Will he be forced to kiss goodbye to his title? Is it going home with the Hitman? No, it's not. Angle is out of it. He forced his way out of that one, and Angle gives himself some breathing room there. Much needed breathing room as well. Man, was that one close for Kurt Angle or what? He was, in my mind, just seconds away there from losing the gold, and he may not be clear just yet. Dropped there on his back on the apron with that leg sweep. And look at this now. Bret Hart is feeling so confident. Acting like he's in total control here, and a bit of work on the leg of Angle now. He really lured Angle in. If that was Bret Hart's plan, if that was his mindset, well, it worked an absolute treat, because Kurt Angle's in a hell of a lot of trouble here. And the openings are slipping away. The door seems to be closing on Kurt Angle and his chance of becoming NXT Global Champion. His chance of staying NXT Global Champion. Bret Hart's door is opening at a rapid rate here. The Hitman is in full control all of a sudden. And another low blow to Angle. This could be it. This could be it. He looks for that sharpshooter, and I'm high inclined to believe it's over. He picks him up here. Oh, Angle denies him. Angle's not going to let that one happen. Oh my God. Angle with the counter. This could be it for Kurt Angle here. Finding his opening within him. Angle now. The wrestling machine counters the sharpshooter and has found an opening from seemingly nowhere, but Bret isn't interested. Another counter by the Hitman. And look at how long it takes him to get back up to his feet here. Just shows how much of a way this has been for Kurt Angle in this matchup. Bret Hart up to the second rope here, and he's telling Angle to get up to his feet. We could be looking at the last few seconds of Angle as Global Champion. Not if Angle has anything to say about it, though. Overhead belly to belly here. And Kurt Angle's finding some heart within him from where I don't know. But the Olympic gold medalist is refusing to go down without a fight. Angle in with the triple German suplexes. And the straps are coming down. Kurt Angle is determined for victory here. He means business when the straps come down. Angle slam. Look at this comeback by Kurt Angle. The door was closing while Kurt Angle just kicked it wide open. The Angle slam into the middle of the ring now. He drags the body of Bret Hart, turns him over, and into the ankle lock. Will he do it? Will Angle retain the title? He's got it locked in deep. He is yanking at that the ankle, and Bret taps. Bret taps. Kurt Angle was almost the loser. Was but seconds away from saying goodbye to the NXT Global Championship, and now he is still the man who holds that gold. Bret Hart really did give it his all, but on the night here in Toronto, it is Kurt Angle's time, and Kurt Angle's belt that he still holds around his waist, or in his arm right now rather I should say. What is next for Kurt Angle? What is next for the Global Championship? Well, I guess we'll find out. But as for right now, Kurt Angle takes it in and celebrates it all, knowing that Bret Hart is done and dusted in his eyes. And it is all about new challenges and new opportunities for the Global Champion. Great matchup between both men. No messing around. They went all out for that win. But it was Kurt Angle who got it in the end. Victory for the Olympic Wrestling Machine. And now we get to find out on NXT, I suppose, what'll be next for Kurt Angle. Who's going to go after that title next? There seems to be a lot of people with their names running for him. Maybe a Lio Rush is on the horizon for that belt. Well, there we go. We focused on the Global Championship, and now we turn our attention away because it is time for our main event. The championship is on the line, but a hatred between both men is something that goes much further. These two men will meet in an Extreme Rules match up next with the NXT Championship on the line. The hatred is strong, the desire to win is burning in each, but only one will walk out with the gold and the victory. It's Coren versus the NXT Champion Kazuchika Okada, and it is up next. We have waited a long time for this one. We knew it was going to get personal between them both. We didn't know, but I don't think anyone had any idea that it would get this far. Tonight here at Toronto, it could culminate in a war, and I would be surprised if both men walk out of it the same. I would be surprised if both men walk out of it without a drop of blood being shed. This one is going to be a bloodbath. This one's going to be a war. This one is for the title, but it is for so much more as well. Coren heads towards the ring with only one thing ever on his mind: himself. The desire to hold that title, the desire to be the face of NXT, whether the brand want him or not, the desire to cause havoc, wreak destruction, and bring about the deathbed of NXT to his own hands. This is a man who cares less about NXT and even less about the man he faces here tonight. This is not, well, this was at first a case of him wanting that NXT Championship, but now as the weeks have progressed, it has become a desire and a passion to dethrone Okada as champion and to take him out once and for all. He has had the chances before, but no one, including Coren, has come close. Okada, the champion, has held that belt for over 7 months now. 7.5 months he has been the staple piece to NXT. For 7.5 months, Okada has flown the NXT flag high, and he heads into another takeover in as champion. But will he walk out of it with the same gold around his waist, or will the Rainmaker be reduced to nothing but a former champion defeated at the very hands of the man sworn to try and end his career? Well, we'll find out, won't we? This one is you get a big fight feel surrounding some matches. Well, this is without a doubt that one. That one between Bret Hart and Kurt Angle, that was big. That was a big match, but it has nothing on this, which I would argue would go down right now as the biggest match in NXT history. You look at all the matches we've seen in the past, I don't think any of them compare to the hatred, the animosity, and more importantly, what is on the line than in this one. This is more than just a championship. This is more than just a rivalry. These are two men who, by any means necessary, want to rid the other. Okada may well be a respectful champion. He may well be the poster boy and someone who we should all look up to. But Okada does anything in his power and will do anything in his power to walk out with that gold still around his waist. And with Extreme Rules on the line, that is going to be something else. There's the challenger. The man who walked out the last time he was in the ring with Okada, and the man who shows even less emotion than per usual. His eyes set on Okada, his eyes desiring and needing for that gold. Will that be the mistake that Coren makes here tonight against Okada? I, for one, am behind Okada all the way in this one. The poster boy for NXT, an incredible champion that he has been. The last thing Okada wants to do, and the last thing NXT wants to happen, is to let that belt fall into his hands. We've made it this far. There is just one match to go, and we have arrived at it. The main event of TakeOver Toronto is here. Let the war begin. Let the Extreme Rules take effect. And let these two men beat each other to a pulp. Only one will walk out with the gold. But which will it be? We're underway here, and right away, Coren explodes out of the bat. A big knee in the face there, and the champion goes down early. Coren trying to do anything to get an early advantage here over Okada. Well, Okada isn't that interested in it. Right away, neck breaker. Coren goes down. These two men, of course there wouldn't be a collar and elbow tie-up. Of course they just go right to the brawling with one another. Nice elbow there by Coren. And oh, look at that spinning kick to the gut as he looks to try and take the early advantage in this one. Big elbow. Rolls through with a snapmare now. What's he looking for? You off the second rope. Elbow into the back of the head. Okada goes down. And it makes you think, how long will these two men go at it before the weapons are brought into play? Well, I didn't need to worry about that one any longer. There's my question being answered. Coren with a steel chair that he's had into the mix already. Okada wouldn't do that. There's the chair in the head. And all the referee can do is watch. There's nothing more he can do as Okada runs into another sickening chair shot at the hands of the champion. Challenger even. Oh God, I hope he's not the champion by the end of this all. Oh, and there's the kendo stick. The kendo stick that was used to try and assault Okada a few weeks ago on NXT. And now he's taking it to the champion with it. When weapons are involved, it seems Okada's out of his depth here. Quick cover, but an early kick out. Look at that huge shot in the face there. Coren just working away with strikes right now. From the start, the champ is in big, big trouble. And I hope this is not going to be the story of the entire match. That, I think, is the last thing that anyone wants to see. Dragon sleeper there on the second rope, trying to use it to his advantage there. Anything goes, of course, and into another cover. Dead center, middle of the ring, and Okada kicks out at 2. But the fact that Coren's already secured a 2 count this early into the match is increasingly worrying for the champion's rate of walking out with that belt. Oh God. The big guns are on their way out, it seems. As steel steps have entered the fray. And Okada finally, after having enough time to get back into it, has done just that. And a drop toe hold into the steps for Coren. Could be where Okada looks to turn this match around in his favor. Up to the second rope now goes Okada, and a lovely elbow drop there. Notice how he didn't bother going for the gut. He just hit that one right in the head, as if to try and bust open his nose there. Break his nose even. Just goes to show this is more about just a match than Okada for Okada. And the same goes the way of the challenger as well. What will Coren look for now? Got him brought in here. Looked like he was looking for some kind of scoop slam. Okada counters, and a reverse DDT sends Coren down. And look at Okada snapping now in this moment. Repeated punches to the head, and he's going after him again here. Incredible that Okada would do this. And now here we go. After the head again. Tombstone to Coren. With not even a weapon being used by the challenger, he is by the champion. He is beating into Coren repeatedly. Look at how often he's gone after the head. Will he go for the Rainmaker early on here? No, he looked for a German suplex, and he nails it, and it's more than one. He rolls through. Okada with a second. And he'll hit the third onto the steps. That is a champion who, when the rules are out of the window, he'll follow suit. But Coren pulls out the reversal. That was incredible for what we got to saw it for. But now all of a sudden, he's... No! Clock strikes 12! He took all that offense and can just suddenly break out the clock strikes 12. Coren jumps into the cover. You can't let this happen, Okada. You won't let this happen. Okada's out of it at 2. And he's busted open as well. Coren took the fight on. But Okada's still in this one. Although I don't know for how much longer given the state he's currently in. And now with the steps in hand, trying to go into the leg of Okada now. Think about it, with those steel steps coming down on you, you could easily shatter a knee with that one. Wouldn't take much work at all, and another weapon is about to enter the mix. Oh god, the tables are out. Coren with a table for the champion. But Okada kicks it in his face. Lovely bit of work there by Okada. And now Okada looking for his submission. The STF cowl clutch applied here on Coren. We've seen a number of submissions tonight thanks to the match beforehand. Could we see another one? No, we won't. Coren gets himself out of it. An elbow in the bridge of the nose there. Make sure to set Okada back some ways. There is just a complete and utter war. It looks like a destroyed house essentially in the ring right now. Back superplex there. Both men almost collided with the steel steps. Kind of thankful for Okada that he didn't cover after it, but it's only a 1 count. And the crowd trying to will Okada on here. You can see them up on their feet as the Rainmaker continues to go to work here in this one. What will Okada look to do now? He's got the steps in hand. He's getting rid of them. Don't know if Okada meant to do that or not. I don't think he did because he's picking the steps back up. I think that was maybe a mistake by Okada there. A lot of blood gushing down his face, and you got to think if there's blood loss going on, you can make a lot of mistakes. You can become kind of, I guess, lightheaded as a result of it. And Coren ain't making it easier for him by getting out of the way of that drop kick. I think Okada smashed his head into the kendo stick as well, and he looks to make it worse again. Pile driver there. If he hit the kendo stick or not, that doesn't matter. Busted open and a pile driver executed on you. That's going to do some damage. Okada moves out of the way of the steps, and he takes them off him. What will Okada look to do now? I mean, this slowing down of the pace isn't really working. It's boding better towards Coren's style of action in the ring. He loves that slow-paced kind of match. He loves to take his time with his opponent. And Okada with another chinlock applied here. Really desperate for a submission, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it. Look at this now by Coren. Oh, the kicks. Okada ducks it, but he didn't duck that one. Kicked right in the head. I think the table fell out of the ring at some point as well. And that's what Coren's going to pick back up. As Okada slowly recovers in the ring. Coren took great pride in watching that one. And Okada almost kicked the table back out of the ring there. Look at how slowly Coren's letting this go by. Look at how long he's taking between moves. And he's not doing it because he's tired. Look at the man. He looks in about as good a shape as he did when the bell rung. Okada is looking almost, pretty much the exact opposite, but he's still fighting here. Okada, tombstone to Coren. And now Coren's busted open. Even Stevens essentially in this one. And a German suplex on the steps. But Okada rolls through. He isn't done yet. The German's continuing on. His head smashing into those steel steps. Beautiful bit of work by Okada. And now Okada, he's going to hit it. Rainmaker! The middle of the ring. He's going to do it. He's going to retain the title. 1, 2, no! A second away from taking Coren out of the NXT title hunt. But it's not to be. The fight continues here for that piece of gold. And now the table brought into the mix and attacking him with it. What are we going to see now from Coren? Oh, God. Into the table for one and then a suplex for the other. Even after that Rainmaker, Okada has put so much into this match already. He's kind of just worn out. Coren's loving every second of this, getting to beat into Okada with a chair, steps, table, kendo stick. This Coren's at home, essentially. He made the ECW, the NXT general managers almost give in to his game. This is the match he wanted. He got it, and now he's having the time of his life as a result of it. But it is not all doom and gloom for Okada, as we can see here. He's fighting back. The champion still with some fight in him, and look at this, going after the open wound of Coren there with that DDT from the top rope, and the champ is really fighting here. The forearm shots went for the clothesline, but Coren ducked under it and gets a good neck breaker reversal. This is the problem here in this one. That no matter, it seems, how much Okada's fighting, Coren's always got a response lined up for him. And Coren always knows a reversal. Look at this, like a springboard powerbomb there. Using the ropes to his advantage. And then just kind of snapping into that sit-out powerbomb. The champ is in trouble. And doing whatever he can to just work over the back here. And just trying to wear it down ahead of whatever he has in mind for it. Just so every bit of Okada's body is broken and beaten. Cover you for the title. Okada kicked out. With every little time that passes, you wonder what he's going to do next. And here it is. Double underhook brainbuster. Oh, never gets easy to watch. Always just as sickening as the first time you saw it. But Okada kicks out again. And Coren seems to be completely surprised by it, as if an act of desperation may sit in on the part of the challenger here. Now what's he going to do? He's got Okada in his clutches again. Once more, we're going to the ropes here. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, I know what he's doing. No. No, he's done this before to Okada. And he's going to do it again. Kevin Owens and Coren are one in the same when it comes to this. Powerbomb onto the apron. The champ goes down. And if his back wasn't screaming in agony before, well, now it is just basically had his throat slit, and it is incapable of screaming no longer. His back is now just out of it, on the apron, on that little LED board, but there, every little bit of Okada's body could be broken, but the champ is fighting back here. How? How is he doing this? Sending Coren into the ring pole there, nothing but an open forehead and a mixture of blood combining into it. Okada still fighting here somehow, but it's Coren who sends them back in the ring. And with that kendo stick again, unloads on the face of Okada. Once more he gets the table in his grasp. And oh, there he goes, striking him with it as well. Done everything in his power in this one to just make Okada's life as miserable as possible. But the champ is still getting up on his own accord into the kendo stick with that overhead German. And it doesn't look like it's getting any easier for him either. Suplex, powerbomb onto the kendo stick. His head smashing off of it. And now look at this. He's trying to open the wound. He's trying to cause even more blood to just fly from the face of Okada. He's trying to make him a wreck is what he's trying to do here. And look at these kicks now. Okada just has nothing in response for all those strikes. What is he going to do next? I don't know, because Okada's found a reversal again. Despite everything he's been through, the champion can still fight on here. This is not a matter of Coren's just beating up Okada until he can't stand anymore. This is Okada continuing to fight. This is Okada refusing to give in. But after everything that's gone on in this match, he can only get himself a 1 count on the challenger. Looked like he might have been trying for some kind of cutter there. There was a good counter by Coren. He sends him down with a snapmare, just trying to toy with Okada here, trying to mess him around. But look at this by Okada, standing there, holding his own weight essentially. And Coren seems to be taken back a little bit by it. I don't think he expected it. Okada still may have some fight left in here. Wrenching on the neck now, and again locking in that chin lock, trying to desperately make Coren tap out, trying to wear down the head and the neck for the Rainmaker as much as he can. Coren's out of it again, and a hard shot there. Okada's glimpses of momentum in this match are brief, but do they leave a mark on this match as a whole? The crowd elates back into life. The crowd is firmly on the side of Okada. Not a soul in Toronto wants Coren to win this one. Coren setting up the table on the outside. I can only imagine what is running through his sick mind as he thinks about what he wants to do there. And here come the strikes again on Okada. He drops to his knees, and then that one knee in the head, and there it is. I think Okada's just bloodied up even more. Talking about how Coren's face looks, the blood gushing from Coren's face looks worse than Okada's, but I think it's now at a fairly even game. Yeah, it is. Oh, and if it wasn't before, well, it is now, courtesy of that bicycle kick. Look at the blood now, just dripping down Okada's face, and Coren wants to make it worse. Hoists him up in the gory bomb, and then he'll plant him down into the chair. Oh, Okada hit that one head first. And I think that was exactly what Coren wanted as well. He wanted Okada's face to rattle off that chair. And his continuation of wanting to disfigure Okada's face is really taking shape here into the turnbuckle post, into the turnbuckle pad with that, and then draping a guillotine leg drop there. Now what's he gonna do? He knows what he wants to do, but he's just taking his sweet time in it. But look at how Okada can still fight on here. The referee, of course, can't stop this. It's pinfall or submission, and Okada can still fight, albeit only for brief glimpses of time, it seems. We're deep in this match now, and Coren still has a way of controlling it. Oh no, what's he going to do here? The table on the outside. Coren in position. Uranagi into the table and the steps. A 2-for-1. The table may not have broke, but imagine that Okada's back could have. After all the punishment he's taken on it, I wouldn't be surprised. But Okada is sending Coren back in the ring here. The champ still has some fight, but I imagine at that moment he wished he didn't. To the outside now goes Coren again, grabbing that table. He seemed destined to want to put Okada through it there, but somehow Okada was able to fight on. Back to the back again. That backbreaker looked sickening to watch. Okada essentially crying out in pain. But he's still getting up to his feet. He's still crawling back up. And I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he finds a way each and every time to fight out of it. Coren now. Oh my god, he set the table on fire! No way! This is taking things a bit too far now. Coren's put the table on fire, he's ignited it, and he seems destined to try and put Okada through it. This is going one step too far. Launches him over his head, and I think Okada smashed into the step, into the chair, the kendo stick, whatever was there. Oh my god, no. No, no, no. No, don't, Coren, no. Okada's lifeless. He's on his shoulders and he can't fight it. Don't you dare, Coren. A powerbomb through the flaming table. This is it. This is going to be it, isn't it? This is where he's going to end it. Oh my god, it's going to happen. Oh my god, it's actually going to happen. This is a nightmare. No! Okada's still up to his feet. He counters, the clock strikes 12. Okada looking for the Rainmaker. Coren counters his way out of it. Both men tried for their finishers, but both men failed. Okada, though, is breathing life into this matchup still. He still has a chance. He still has a shot in this whole thing. Cannonball sent on by Coren, and both men are down. The fatigue has set in. Both men are completely exhausted. But Coren gets up to his feet first. And now what's he going to do? Now what will this sick and twisted individual do to the champion? Oh, he's got another table. He's got another table in his hands. Okada's still up on his feet, but not for much longer. Sent slamming back down with it. God, don't set this one on fire. Can Okada fight back here late on? Can he give himself one little opening that'll lead him towards that, holding on to that NXT title? Oh, it's not looking like it. No. A high cross powerbomb through the table. Coren sends Okada through 2 tables now. And this could be it. This could actually end it. Okada's done for. Clock strikes 12 on the remnants of the table. This is going to be it. This is actually going to do it. Coren into the cover. 1, 2. And Okada kicks out. Oh my god. How? How do you kick out? Coren snapped though, look at this. With the kendo stick into Okada. Repeatedly there. He's lost it now. He's desperate to win this title. And it's going to be one more. A third clock strikes 12. This time on the steel chair. Nothing to stop Okada. Will this be it? 1, 2, 3. He's done it. It's happened. Everything that NXT fought against, everything that NXT prided itself in not being, it has become. The new face of NXT and the new NXT champion is Coren. On the very night that Okada became NXT champion, Coren made his debut. And now here in Toronto, here at TakeOver, Coren becomes the new NXT champion and has sworn the brand of NXT into an eternity of pain and discomfort. Coren is your new champion. What the hell does this mean for NXT? Regardless of it, another amazing takeover in the books. A new NXT Women's Champion in Kairi Sane and a new NXT Champion in Coren. There are so many unanswered questions that I assume we'll get to at some point. But I'll end TakeOver. See you tomorrow for Survivor Series. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys. And ta-ra.